Hello. It's social trades once more. So let's get it. So basically here we see the NASDAQ. So here I'm gonna open there and zoom in, show you a little secret. Volume imbalance there, volume imbalance up there. That's a suspension block. That's this whole rectangle that you see here. With this very candle, we went outside of it here from the top and we went down. The very next one here went up, can't close here. Then the next one comes back in here. And the very next one goes up, can't close in there. Why is it doing that? It's bearish, guys. The next one, this candle here. This very next candle goes up, can't close in there, does this. So this is your selling chance for sure, this one. Goes in there, you're looking for your sells. Already got confirmation from these two here. So you're looking for your sells. And then what does it do? After selling above here, it closes there. The next week goes, touches the lower part, right, of this suspension block, bearish suspension block. Let's check the Fibonacci. So this is the Fib. Let's put the Fib on this and see what did it give us. Let's put the Fib on it. Let's put the Fib on it. We're gonna just introduce everything that's needed. Everything, all the arcs. Okay, I think we are good. Okay, yes, I think everything's good. There we go. Can you see that level being hit? This level? Let me just put it there properly and put this one there properly. Hits it here. And these two candlesticks, if you zoom in, they were hitting this level here, right? It's octant level here. This is an octant level that was being hit here. As you can see twice. That's algo, guys. Even here, can't reach 0.25. So it's weak. So even last week we went in there. So it's telling us what? It's weak, right? So if it's weak like this, what else do we see? Uh, I'm gonna take this Fibonacci, and then I'm gonna mark this the suspension block here. As you can see, the volume imbalance here, and then volume imbalance above, right? So, and then if you put that like that, that's your weekly, this is your current uh suspension block here, bearish suspension block here on the weekly time frame, right? This is it on the weekly time frame. So basically, we are looking for the market to go down, right? To draw into what? Because that's the big caution, right? To draw into these relatively equal lows here. One candlestick like that can do it. That's enough. One, bam, can just come in there and do it and take this liquidity here. And there's also, we have another suspension block here. If you check, let me zoom in so that you can see, because sometimes if I say look at the close up there, you might not see the close. Let's zoom in here. Let's zoom in here and you see. As we're zooming in, you see that? That's the volume imbalance. There. You see that gap there. So that's the suspension block, right? Also, there's another one here below, right? And we can include this range here because it's a fair value gap here on top. Oh, okay, back. Let me do that. This fair value gap from here to here. It's also including this. So the range is gonna start from there up to there. So also if we pull this to the side like this, Once we go outside of it, we'd like to see this area being respected and nobody's up here. So basically, before getting to these lows here, first we need to get through this, and also we're gonna put our fib and get half of this and get half of this. That's what we're gonna do. So we can basically do something like this. Take a fib, put it there, put it on the low there, extend it, and then we're gonna okay, we're gonna leave only half. That's what we're gonna look for initially, right? There we go. There we go. So this is the level that we're gonna seek to reach to prior this one. This is sell side in form of relatively equal lows here. We're just gonna do that. Let's type it out. It's a relatively equal lows. So it's sell side here. But before we get there, we're gonna look at this and check the half of the wick. That's where we can reach, right? Especially looking at what the current weekly range here. We can do that. And then if we close below there, definitely the sell side is there. So to be fair, I'm just gonna put it like this. We are looking for this to go down. Okay, that's not the one I want. I'm looking for an arrow. Okay, this one. So we're looking it to come down into this initially here, then sell side, right? There we go. Just like that, right? That's what we're looking for. So first we gotta go through this, right? So I'm gonna put this a little bit back there, and then you're gonna see. Here, we can be confident that we're gonna keep going lower. Why? Because if you put the fib, you take a fib, you measure this one, because while we're here, you're coming into this one here, this week. So we're gonna put that there. Okay, I'm looking for this. Let me check that zero level. Zero level. Okay. There's the zero level there. Okay. Yep. Let me check that one level, 100 level. Okay. Put it correctly. Yes, correctly put. There we go. So here, now I'm gonna remove this guy and this guy on this guy. Now, here, if I zoom in here, we can see that this candlestick closed below 50% here, right? So we can anticipate more sell side, right? Basically, we can anticipate more sell side just because of that. And also, if you go to the daily time frame here for the Nasdaq has been like falling here, but you don't see even one fair value gap that remains open. So it's a high resistance, liquidity run conditions, I guess. But then I'd like to see, because here we have what? This is the daily. Here you had the low of the range here, right? And the high of the range up there. High of the range there. You had them like that. So basically, it just went below it and back into the range, right? We'd like to see this breakaway from here in a breakaway gap, basically. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see a fair value gap. Basically, this is what I'd like to see. Let me do this and show you what I'd like to see. I'd like to see the next very candles open probably lower. Why? Because it opens lower and keeps going lower. Leaves the gap in the form of a new week open gap, but it's gonna be a fair value gap here. and then leaves it open, right? Leaves the fair value gap here open, then the market keeps going lower. That's what you're looking for. A breakaway here. Breakaway from what? Outside. Breakaway from this range. You're looking for to break away from it. Break away, and then where you gonna go? So, if you break away there, if you break away there, you have sell side resting right here. You have sell side resting there, and you have this weekly fair value gap. Also here, you have a high probability fair value gap with the wick. There's only wicks here. If you zoom in and put it in your face, you see this gap here, it only has a wick. We need bodies in here. So that's the draw, guys. In there, we can draw in there, right? Rather quickly, rather very quickly. So that's what we're looking for. I'd like to see a breakaway gap, basically here, breakaway gap, and then we just break away literally. I'd like to see that on the NASDAQ. That's what I'd like to see. I'll check the S&P and the USDT and post them in the next video. I think this one is long enough for this, but basically, uh, just looking for more downside in there, and that's what we're looking for, right? That if you go to the weekly time frame, let's fix this one then, visibility, show it on the days, right? Okay, let's go on the daily. Bro, I told you I'm back in the daily. They said I don't see. I do. So this is the weekly level that you're looking for. Half of the week prior sell side. That's what you're looking for. That's what you're looking for. That's what you're looking for. Sell side here. Also, while coming in like that, half of this you can also note, but this is half in terms of that weekly wake, right? So basically, just more downside here. No any upside. No, just downside. And to see a breakaway gap here, and then we just go lower, basically. And that is social trades. Also, while coming lower, magically, so if we come here, I wouldn't be surprised at all. Yeah, even here and here, outside of our target here, I wouldn't be surprised here. I wouldn't be surprised. But in any case, just looking for it to break outside of this range here. This is a continuous chart here, guys. Mm. NQ, no, let's go M 2026. Let's see. And then this is the June contract, that we are looking at, right? According to this contract, below we are already outside of the range from range high, range low. Here we already broke out. We'd like to see continue go lower, but you don't see anything here. This is a June contract here. So let's go back to just NQ. NQ, okay. Uh, there we go. There we go. There we go. So thank you guys. I'll chat to you next time on another video. But we're still bearish on the Nasdaq. I'll post the S&P and the USDT, but we just bearish here. Thank you, guys.